Hello everyone, this is Gabriel Real and this is the Rise of Atlantis show. Today is Tuesday, February the 13th, 2018. Now, today is Fat Tuesday and Mardi Gras Day. And it's not good. I will title the video, the topic of the day will be, how Mardi Gras is very bad, founded by pagan roots. And it's not good. So I'm going to title the video, Mardi Gras Tub of Lard. Tub of Lard because they call Fat Tuesday, and they call it Fat Tuesday, and they have the nerve to be so blasphemous because the next day is Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday was created before Mardi Gras. So they created Mardi Gras as a way to slap God in his face, and that's not right. God hates so much what they have done with Mardi Gras. So it's not good at all. They call it Mardi Gras. They call it Fat Tuesday. So I'm going to call this video Mardi Gras Tub of Lard because Fat Tuesday. Because we are in an era now where people see it as acceptable to be extremely overweight now. Like they used to back in the medieval days, where they'd be very, very overweight with beards. So they're trying to make it acceptable for mostly guys to be extremely overweight. Oh, but the women have to look skinny and perfect, huh? That's why it's all becomes such indecent immorality with everyone exposing themselves. And it's wrong. It's becoming Sodom and Gomorrah tenfold, way more tenfold. It makes Sodom and Gomorrah look tame compared to how it is nowadays. So it's really bad. So and to all the overweight people out there, it's okay to be a little overweight as long as we try to lose weight. Don't keep indulging in excess like alcohol, excess of so much alcohol every day, eating so much, not trying to lose weight. That is not good. And we're living in a society now where all that's becoming acceptable, where people are wanting to become overweight. It's very crazy. And it's just not good. I was going to say something else on it. I forgot what it was. But that'll be the talk of the day. So we'll go ahead and get into the news. So, woman rides through X-ray machine at Chinese train station. Let's see here. Let's see here. She insisted on riding through an X-ray machine because she wanted to protect her handbag from being stolen. Now, how do you ride through an X-ray machine? Oh, okay. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a little thing with the small box where they put your stuff in. She wanted to go in that and lie on her back while it went through. Let me see if it shows a video of that, because if it does, that'd be funny. Let's see. So supposedly she was afraid of her stuff being stolen. And she rode a small little box area where you pass your belongings in. This is a weird story. Now it's showing the X-ray, but it looks too graphic, so I'm deciding not to show it because it looks too graphic. It looks way too graphic, so I'm deciding not to show it. So it's very weird because today is Mardi Gras, and is she doing this as some kind of a Mardi Gras joke, publicity stunt? It's very weird. It seems like that. She was afraid that her purse may have been stolen and left unattended. They actually let her. This was in China, I believe, right? Yeah, China. They actually let her go to the X-ray machine. So now it's time to let people go through the X-ray machines. That's very weird. Those are very small boxes for her to fit in. And she does look very small. You can't be too large of a person to fit in there. That's a very weird story. Okay, next story is time traveler passes lie detector test. Now, lie detector tests are so fake because they only pick up if you get nervous and sweat and all that. So, you know, lie detector tests are such a farce. They're such a joke. They're not real at all. Lie detector tests is all one giant joke. Anyone can pass the lie detector test. The biggest liar in the world can pass the lie detector test. So, and they say, oh yeah, just because of that, he really did come from the year 2030. That is so stupid. Okay, next story. We don't have too many news articles here, so I'm gonna drag the articles on just a little bit, not too much. Let's see. I looked at it and it was moving. Worm in woman's eye leads to unique discovery. Now, how do you get a worm in your eye? It just doesn't pop up by itself. A worm has to go and lay eggs in it. It ain't making sense. Let's see. Imagine looking into your eye for a pesky eyelash, only to pull out a translucent, which means clear, wiggling worm, nearly half an inch long. Well, an inch ain't too long. It's about that long. Let's see here. Wiggling. Crazy. I looked at it and it was moving. We called 28-year-old Abby Beckley of Grants Pass, Oregon. And then it died within about 5 seconds. Now imagine doing that not once, but 14 times. There were 14 long worms like that in her eye. Oh my God. How is this possible? Oh, that explains it. She worked out a salmon boat in Alaska. This is why you should not eat salmon, even a lot of fish, because for some reason the fish, they are not clean. You know, the ocean is a very dirty place. It's been there since the beginning of time, and it doesn't clean itself out. It's nothing but fungus and stuff like that. So the ocean is very dirty. So I recommend everyone to not eat fish. But if you love fish, then avoid salmon, because salmon is not immune to tapeworms, is what they're called. They're pesticides, and they're tapeworms, and they could go very long. And for some reason, salmon is not immune to it, which means there's like high chance of tapeworms in salmon. I'm estimating maybe 90, 95, but there's so much tapeworms in salmon. So avoid salmon. If you love fish, avoid salmon. I've seen videos of wrapped salmon in packages in the stores, in Walmart, and all the stores, and all around the world even. And in these packaged salmon, you see the tapeworms moving around inside the shrink wrap. So I hope you're not eating when you see the story. I hope it didn't kill your appetite. So, you know, avoid salmon at all costs. And it's crazy because a lot of fish a lot of this fish can look the same. You don't know if it is salmon. So if you're at a party and they're selling fish, they're giving away fish free to eat, I would avoid the fish section. Let's see here. Man, it was in Alaska. I have family in Alaska. Shout out family in Alaska. Let's see here. What does it say? This is only the 11th time a person has been infected by eyeworms in North America. Now, that might not sound a lot, but that's for eyeworms. There is a high amount of people that have been affected by tapeworms from salmon, not just in the eye, other parts of the body. So you don't want that thing swimming through your body, and it doesn't digest out. It takes a while. It takes a long time. And what it does is it eats up the inside of you, and it drains all your nutrients. And it kills you off slowly, little at a time. Now, eventually it'll digest out, but it'll take a long time. And if you keep eating that day after day, long time, that means you'll have more tapeworms going through your body. Now, supposedly people ingest tapeworms on purpose because they say it helps them lose weight. But then they become anemic, they become sick, it makes them throw up all the time. It's not a good sight. So avoid the tapeworms that are found in salmon. So they pulled what? Oh my God! How many? 13 of them out of eyes. It is a new species that's never infected people before. So that's weird. Maybe it could be the Fukushima radiation plant that leaked out from Japan. It's starting to make our fish evolve into weird new species. So that's another reason to avoid fish. All the radioactive contaminants that was poured out into the ocean. It drifted from Japan all the way to America. So the water is not clean at all. And stay away from lakes and ponds also. If it looks very green, don't swim in it. Because all that's algae, and really bad algae. To the point where it creates brain-eating amoebas that can eat up your brain and kill you. So it's bad stuff. So if you do like to swim in a pond or a lake, make sure it's clean as possible, crystal blue. That's the only time I would recommend people to jump in a lake or a river, but only for a little bit. Don't stay there for hours. Stay there for maybe 20 minutes. That's it. There's a lot of insects, like the leeches, leech on your skin, and you can't pull them off. It sticks to your body. They have movies like that. So there's so many reasons to avoid dirty, infested waters. Now the ocean, I've been in the ocean before, and I would go into the ocean water again by the beach, but again, very, very short amount of time. And you gotta be careful what's under that sand that's wet in the ocean, because there could be not just the usual like crabs and all that, but there could be like other kinds of insects. Well, they're kind of classified as animals, but you know they can. You hear horror stories of people being infected and their feet and all that, and stuff that touches them. So I recommend wear some good water shoes, water sealed tight where no water gets in. We have to be very careful when it comes to our health, and when it comes to the ocean. The ocean is very dirty. The salmon is bad. Avoid salmon. Yeah. Now these tapeworms don't even look that bad, right? I mean, they look kind of small. You would think, oh dang, that's not that bad. Let's see. Let's get a better picture. I'm zoomed up all the way close, so it's kind of a little blurry. Pixelated. So it don't look that bad. It's very thin. It's about this size, this thin. And people say, oh, it's not that bad. It is bad because it comes out your eye. It infects your whole body. It is not good. They eat away the insides of your body. No one wants that. Okay, next story. Arizona woman wakes up speaking British. Wait. Arizona woman wakes up speaking with the British accent. But she had a regular accent before, and one day she just woke up. Yeah, right. I think she could be faking it. Either that, or she was brainwashed somehow. She was hypnotized somehow. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, you can't go to sleep hearing a movie where they're speaking British and wake up speaking British. Maybe it's some psychological thing that happened to her. Maybe she took some medicine that caused it. Maybe she got an accident in her brain that caused it. Stuff like that can cause different, all of a sudden, speech accents. So maybe that's what caused it. And they're saying that's not. They say she mysteriously woke up, but maybe she hit her head or something, and maybe she forgot she hit her head. That's why she didn't say. So let's see. Okay, this is a hard word to say. Oumuamua is the name of that asteroid that passed by, still nearby Earth. It's that one that looks like a giant cigar shape. It said had a violent past and has been tumbling around for billions of years. This is that one that looks like a giant cigar-shaped asteroid. Now people are saying, could that be a spaceship? Could extraterrestrials be in there? Well, one, it wouldn't look so rocky like how it is. It wouldn't look so rocky like that. And two, it would be moving at more um, better movements instead of just moving in a straight orbit. Now there's people that say, oh, it's because they have their energy shut off. They're saving it for when they swing around the sun, gain that power to turn on the rocket blasters again, but I doubt it. So my theory on that is that could be a piece of a planet that exploded. Now planets can either explode when they get too old, or they can just implode, they become a dwarf. What happens is they start shrinking. Now, from what I believe, all suns do not explode. All suns, from what I've heard, is that they implode, which means they collapse in, and that's at a fast pace. It loses all its heat and just and it creates a black hole. Now we shouldn't have to be scared or wondering, will our sun ever do that? Because Jesus is Jesus is returning soon, so he would return before something horrible like that would happen. I mean, who knows? Prophecy says a third of the sun will strut upon Jesus' return. Maybe the sun could go out and everyone get so scared of Jesus' return. But I believe God wouldn't want us to have mass panic and be scared so much like that. So yeah, that's my theory on it. It was an exploded planet. That's why when it exploded, it created that shape. Next story: DC authorities respond after white powder sent to Obama's DC offices. Now they sent a white powder letter to Obama's DC offices now. Yo, was it yesterday, right, that terrorists, ISIS, they sent a letter of anthrax to Trump Jr.'s wife. Now they did it to Barack Obama's offices. Dang, this is crazy. This is big. This is big news here. Remember, they were only sending anthrax in the envelopes in 2001, around 9/11. So for them to do that means that they're planning another big scale attack again. Dang, this is big. It was sent to the offices of former President Barack Obama. Oh, this was baby powder. Okay, so this was a prank. But the other one to, from what I believe, the one that Trump Jr.'s wife was not baby powder. I think it was anthrax. But this one was baby powder, so it's some kind of prank. Or maybe it's a terrorist ISIS. They still want to edge us on, but they didn't want to get caught or something, so they just said baby powder. The envelope had no return address. Hello, that should be a clue. It wasn't a letter mailed from Hong Kong. I mean, stuff like that should be handled by hazmat crews, man. You know, the mail centers should have hazmat crews that open all suspicious packages like that. Now, the USA, every package should be open to check for drugs, weapons, and contraband of all kinds, even poison. So it's hard for me to say, oh, I think the government should open all our mail. Because it becomes to New World Order. A lot of people will protest that. So if you have it where, of course, when it comes to customs from other countries, I think by law they have to. They didn't check this one. Now, it's very hard to, because you get into violation of people's rights and freedoms, and you violate the Constitution by opening mail. So I think it's hard to have a detector that detects that. I mean, yeah, they can do drug sniffing dogs, but it needs more than that. They don't have technology where they can see through envelopes. I mean, they have X-rays, but it's not the same. So yeah, this is weird. They're not saying what the white powder to Trump Jr.'s wife was. This is the second incident in 2 days. White powder being sent. Dang. The one that went to Trump Jr.'s wife was from Switzerland. Wait, no, this was to Obama's Switzerland office. Did you know that Obama has an office in Switzerland? He's trying to create a worldwide campaign to extend his presidency. I had no idea. So the first one, they don't say where the first one went to Trump's wife. They don't say where that one was from. No, it's getting bad. These are big signs here. The only time powder was sent in mail was 9/11. So this could mean they're planning a second 9/11. And it may be the new World Trade Center. But the terrorists are finding it hard to use the planes to attack again. So they could use shoulder rocket launchers, or other kinds of bombs. Maybe drone bombs on drones. So that could be a possibility that the terrorists are plotting. So I think buildings should have things to shoot down objects at. Now it gets hard because people say, well, those things could be like the Las Vegas shooter. They could use that for bad purposes as well. But it's like, you know how cops walk around with guns? There could always be bad cops that take the gun out and start shooting innocent people. Just because those cops have badges doesn't mean that they may be good people. There's a lot of crooked cops out there. Brutal weather and cyber attack plagued Winter Olympics, but U.S. team still scored some gold. So did you all hear this? That hackers are hacking all the Wi-Fi in the Olympics over there in South Korea. These hackers are getting crazy. I'm telling you, they're getting more advanced. They could take down the grid of the world. That would be big. Hopefully they don't. Because then there wouldn't be no YouTube. There wouldn't be no internet. I don't think we can live without the internet. Israelis welcome downpour as water levels fall dangerously low. Now this is happening all around the world, not just in, this was in Venice also. Not Venice Beach. It was in Venice, France. So this is in Jerusalem. Yo, water is mysteriously disappearing. It's hard to say, could God be disappearing the water in rivers as a sign of his return? But then you have a lot of people dying from drought now, like over there in Cape Town, Africa. It's getting bad. There's a lot of drought where people are seriously dehydrating to death because there's no water to drink. It's all in the poor countries. All their wells are mysteriously drying up. Something's happening with the water. Now, it sounds unbelievable, water mysteriously disappearing. Could it be God disappearing it as a sign of his return? I don't know. It's hard to argue that because then you have people that say, oh, well, God is wrong then if he's causing all these plagues and this and that. And we as Christians, we can't argue with that. We have to say it's God's will, it's free will. So it's very hard to argue with why do things happen, why do bad things happen. So this is weird. A lot of water, a lot of rivers are all just mysteriously running dry. And it's not raining that much in the world. There's some kind of weird drought. Now, it does say in the Bible that the two witnesses will seal up the heavens to where no rain falls. So this could be a sign. But who are the two witnesses? Who are the two witnesses that bring down these signs? Now, for me to say a prophet Yahweh that passed away, I don't see how it relates to now. How could he be? And it's hard to say for me being the second witness, because it says in the Bible that everyone will hate them, because they will strike the world with plagues. Now, a lot of people could, even radicals can link that to Bin Laden, that he stroked the world with plagues and everyone hated him. But everyone will hate them because they're doing it from God, not deception and saying that killing for Allah, killing innocent people for Allah is a twisted belief of the Muslim religion. So, if this is really happening because of the two witnesses, I forgot to plug in the battery. This almost happened again. Okay, so this is really happening from the two witnesses. Then who are the two witnesses? I can't think of them. It's weird. So this could be a sign. The prophet Zechariah wrote, "Ask the Lord for rain in a time of the no rain. The Lord will make flashing clouds. He will give them showers of rain, grass in the field for everyone." So it's time to start doing the rain dance. Next story. Let's see. So it's weird. Waters are mysteriously running dry. Scary landing after United flight loses engine cover. Now this is rare. A 777. Oh my God. Was flying from San Francisco to Honolulu, Hawaii, when part of the engine cover came off. It's not good. It's very rare when that happens. So I would still say airplanes are safe. Way safer than train. Of course, trains are dangerous. Safer than road, they say. So I'm afraid of heights. I still don't know whether I'd fly a plane or not. So the flight engine cover came off. It wasn't the engine, so that's good. It's just a cover. So it's rare when that happens. So if you love flying, take no fear. Planes are very safe. Mini Driver is stepping down as Oxfam ambassador. Who is Oxfam? What is Oxfam? What is Mini Driver acted in? Oxfam's global ambassadors. Supposedly involving the Me Too scandal. Let's see, what does Oxfam do? Do they make medicine? It doesn't say what Oxfam does. Hey, Oxfam is a global organization. I hate it when you gotta go digging through all these words just to find out what it is. I mean, I'm a fast reading American, still. So many words. Too many words, man. Let's see here. Oxfam, what do they do? Aid workers. Okay, so Oxfam is so kind of, it's kind of like, I have to say, kind of like the Red Cross. Oxfam. They haven't said what main driver came out in. I think she was in that new movie, Taxi or something. Driver, something like that. So, another Me Too scandal there. A lot of those are happening everywhere. It's crazy. That Me Too movement. Bill Paxton's family files wrongful death suit. Was it because they gave him that medicine? Or what was it? A lot of people saying Bill Paxton committed suicide, but he didn't. He was the one that played the president in the movie Independence Day with Will Smith. He was a good actor, man. I remember that riveting speech he said. It's cool. We will not go quietly into the night. We will fight on. That was a good movie. I hope they make a new one. They are making a new one soon. I mean, I was kind of satisfied with the newest one that came out. I wish they would have done it better, though. And I wish Will Smith would have been in it. First, I was thinking it's probably okay Will Smith wasn't in it. And now I was thinking it's probably better if he was. He also came out of Titanic and Aliens. He died February 25th, 2017, days after undergoing heart surgery. So it was a heart surgery medicine that took him. They performed a high-risk unconventional surgical. That wasn't good. See, it's not good when these doctors try doing new things. Don't go to the doctor that does new things. Go with the doctor that has a track record for doing good with the same methods in a long period of time. Don't go with new doctors trying these new things. These witch doctors is what they are. Israeli police find sufficient evidence to indict Benjamin Netanyahu. This is a big story here. This is a game changer. Israeli police said Tuesday there is sufficient evidence to indict Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on criminal charges in 2 corruption cases. One is accepting bribes, fraud, and breach of trust. They're not saying what the second one was. So he was accepting bribes. Committing fraud, and breach of trust. I'm not saying what the second charge was. Let's see. This is a big story. They may impeach Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, what would this mean? The next president, will he give in to terrorists? Will he strike harder? It's crazy because you just can't bomb everyone to smithereens. You have to do it right. I have a short though, like right here, and it's weird because it came all of a sudden earlier today, like at 5. It just came all of a sudden, not little by little. It just came all of a sudden and won't go away. It's weird. It's not even cold, so I don't know what it is. Okay, so I can't find what the second charge is. They say the first one is case 1000, second is case 2000, but they're not saying what the second one is. Okay, the second one, if I get this right. No, wait, is it the first one? 1 million shekels of approximately $208,000, including cigars, champagne, jewelry, and more, from 2007 to 2016. I mean, they all do it, even here in America. He had a relationship with Israeli billionaire and Hollywood producer Arnon Milchan. A relationship. They're not saying what kind of relationship. In exchange for the gifts, police say Netenyahu tried to advance a tax break that would have benefited Milchan, though he was blocked by the finance ministry. So he was trying to funnel money to him. Uh-huh. Let's see. Netanyahu worked to advance extensions of tax waivers for returning citizens over 10 years. Well, that's not good. In the Holy Land, look what Netanyahu's doing. It's not good. I think he's going to be impeached. What's this mean? What's going to be the next president? What's going to happen? Remember, prophecy has to do all with Israel. So that's basically that right there. Let's see if we can find anything else. So that's not good. That was the last article. There was one other article I couldn't find right now, but I remember what it was. And saw it earlier today on the news, and they said now's about a good time to make the music. They said, big news today. This is a game changer. Over 100 soldiers of Russian soldiers were killed today by an airstrike that the United States did. Now, the Russian soldiers were having coffee, mingling with all the ISIS soldiers over there in Syria. Now, it's weird because there has been a lot of stuff with the Russian government mingling with the terrorists, and there's something really disturbing about that, because I think Putin and the Russian government are scared to go after ISIS because Putin doesn't want to be assassinated, and the Russian government doesn't want to be assassinated. So I think that they are giving in to the terrorists and working with them so they won't get killed by the terrorists. Now, at least Trump, if people hate him, they need to see this. At least Trump has the courage to go and wipe out ISIS, exterminate them, remove them off the face of the earth is what we need to do. So I congratulate Trump for being so fierce on the terrorists, for bringing down the hammer, bringing the full force of God's wrath upon the wicked, upon the terrorists. So I congratulate Trump for having the courage to go after terrorists. Look at Putin and the Russian government. They're giving in to the terrorists because they don't want to get killed. Now, this could be the start of World War III here, because this really angered the Russian government that we killed 100 of their soldiers. Now, this went back before. I remembered they were in another attack before where they were there. Remember when Trump sent missiles to Assad's air bases? Again, Russian forces were there. So why are the Russians, they're deceiving everyone. They are funding terrorism, and they're giving in because they're scared of being killed by the terrorists. And, Putin is not a good guy. They're part of the KGB. All that stuff that went on in the Cold War is still happening today. And just like when Putin went and invaded Ukraine and stole Crimea, the land of Crimea from them, Putin was so wrong. He could be the Antichrist. I believe, I'm making this official prediction, that Putin is the Antichrist. Because he has so much land. Russia's so huge. They have so much power. They're the largest nuclear arsenal, and they are threatening America. They are threatening to go to war with America, and they say they're tired of being accused with the Russian meddling of the election, and they're tired of the media always saying it, offering no proof, is what they're saying. There's a lot of proof. So I'm not saying Trump was allowing meddling in. I'm saying Putin didn't want Hillary in because Hillary was going to go after Trump. Hillary was going to go after Russia more than Trump was. So that is my theory, that Putin is a coward, and they're giving in to the terrorists, and they're selling their souls to the devil because they don't want to get killed. So they're giving in to the terrorists and they're helping them. It's not good. So this is big news. This could be the start of World War III here. And Russia could team up with North Korea. And this can explode. I'm telling you right now, this is big, big news. So please tell everyone you know about this story here. Okay, we got about like 20, 30 more minutes, maybe 20. So now I'll get into the talk of the day. I wanted to talk a little bit about Mardi Gras and how it's become so wicked. It's become too immoral. And it was started by pagan roots. They would all worship the devil with it. There's been a bunch of years where they have in the parades floats with the devil and stuff, not just in New Orleans, Brazil, all around the world. You know, they have these floats where they have the devil. And I remember one year, a devil's float, it caught on fire. So they love to worship the devil in these things. So Mardi Gras is all founded on pagan roots. A lot of people just think, oh, it's just one day where everyone just lets loose and just have fun. It's way bigger than that. It was started as a satanic movement, a demonic movement, as a blasphemous attack on the world on the day before Ash Wednesday. And it's all rooted in paganism, satanic worship, and the diabolical forces at work. So it's okay to go to an event like that if you're Christian. Try to have like wear a shirt that says something for God, like, you know, to tell people to tone down their exposure, to not be exposing themselves so much. Something to give a message to the wicked. It doesn't have to be so upfront, like repent now or Jesus is coming. I mean, that would be nice to wear that, a shirt like that. But go more with the approach like it needs to be like how should I say it? Welcoming them in to God instead of being so Bible thumper, as they're called. To be more like, what could if you wear a shirt that says something to try to make a good difference, you don't have to hold a sign and protest or anything. Just be like something like as long as you believe in God, you're okay. I mean, I know it's not good to how should I call it? It's not good to I'm not sure whether condone means to go along or go against, but it's not good to say that they're still okay, because they're not. When they go exposing themselves like that, it is not okay. And we can't even wear a shirt with the message that says God still loves you, because then it's like giving in to them and saying, "Oh, you can do whatever you want. It's okay. God still loves you." That's blasphemous. We can't endorse that message. So it would have to be something like I don't know how to say it. You can't be like, "Please choose God." It can't be too much of a message where they just push it away. The certain magic words that can make them want to change. I don't know. It's very hard. Try talking to their friends to talk to them, and it's hard to win souls over for God. It's hard to get people to stop being immoral, and to stop people from using hard drugs, and to stop people from just being like crazier than crazy. As crazier than Las Vegas can be. With a lot of immorality in Vegas, I do have to say there is a lot of good revival trying to happen there. People are trying to clean it up. All the Christians, it's not easy. They have a real big task because Las Vegas is seen as Sin City. It's the mecca for immorality. So it's hard for it's hard for Christians to clean it up. They're trying as much as they can, but it's very hard. They need a very big revival in Las Vegas. So, this was started in Mardi Gras started in New Orleans. And there's a lot of voodoo witchcraft in New Orleans, and voodoo just means magic in African language, and it was okay at first till people started putting their own twists on it with the voodoo dolls and placing curses and hexes on good people and actually going full out satanic worship. Before, voodoo was seen as just like a shaman, like a good magic, basically. But now they've twisted it around, and maybe Hollywood had a lot to play with it, calling voodoo a bad thing. But basically everything else, not just with the voodoo dolls and placing hexes, but all kinds of things. They started giving into dark magic, black magic, so that's not good. And with the Mardi Gras, it's not good how people call it Fat Tuesday now, Fat Tuesday, because now people are saying, oh, well, it's okay to be fat. Everyone's fat now, so let's all be fat. So that means they can drink as much alcohol as they want. That means they can gorge food all they want and just live, like an 800,000-pound person and be happy. That's not good because you kill yourself with cholesterol, clog your arteries, and you hurt the people you love, your friends and family, and you die an early death, and they have to pay the funeral expense. Even cremation's expensive. And, you're just basically throwing your life away, and God doesn't like that. God doesn't like people to become gluttons. So this whole Fat Tuesday thing is not good. It makes people want to drink more because they say, that they can exercise it off. They say, oh, I'll just burn it off, and they never do. So, it's one thing if people are overweight, but when they try to lose weight, I congratulate them. That's good. But if they keep drinking alcohol to excess and gorging food and the sugar, carbs, you can eat sugar, carbs like donuts and ice cream and all that, but don't eat it like nonstop all the time. Especially donuts are the worst. So it's weird, they call it Fat Tuesday, and now everyone doesn't care if they're, 100 pounds now. It's really crazy. So Mardi Gras was all founded from occult paganism. It was all satanic movement. That's why it was all founded with pagan roots, because they did it on purpose, because the next day is Ash Wednesday. So it was one of the most blasphemous things that the satanic movement could have actually done, was starting Mardi Gras. So that's the real evil behind Mardi Gras. It's not all just having fun and beads. It's all the immorality involved in it. And now they want to have it legalized in the public, and it's getting really crazy. And people are just completely thinking they have no laws to abide now. They could do whatever they want. So people are starting to try to change the laws to legalize all these abominations, like exposing themselves in public to everyone. They want to have cities where everyone lives like that. And it's becoming worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. And maybe God needs to place a curse on the evil people. Now, I'm not saying a curse on good people, innocent people. I'm talking about evil people. Immoral. they think, oh, they're an adult so they can do it. But they are going against God's laws. And now they're starting to legalize all these abominations, and they're starting to go after the law of Earth as well. And it's getting really crazy. So now we'll go ahead and end the show out with a couple of EVPs. Hopefully we get some EVP. Blah, said that too fast. Hopefully we get some EVPs, electric voice phenomenon, that talks about what I was talking about right now, which is a Mardi Gras. So I call Mardi Gras as tub of lard because all these people love being called Fat Tuesday, huh? It's really gross if you think about it. Where people don't mind that they're 800, 1,000 pounds nowadays. You know, it's like, ugh. I'm telling you, it's really gross. It's really gross how this world's become. Okay, let's see here. I mean, it was like that back in the old days, medieval days. You see a lot of stuff like that as well, especially in they'd all be like way, way overweight with beards and all. And it seems they're trying to bring all those ancient traditions back. So now we'll go ahead and do a few EVPs. Hopefully we have EVPs that talk about Mardi Gras. Okay, on this phone we got the words. Let's see here. We got the word coo, C-O-O, and then cone, then coraline, detective, digging, OHM. That's a hard word. Telegraphy, telegraphy. Then nebula, then overthrust. So something like a cone is coraline, maybe correlates links to a detective that's digging through OHM. OHM means like mental vibrations. So detective digging some kind of cone of waves of telegraphy, telepathy, maybe. Nebula, the star, overthrust could mean maybe space travel. Is like how we're all detectives that want to see what's out there in space. We want to find the extraterrestrials. So maybe this is saying something that how nebula and the overthrust, the power to get to space, telegraphy, like telepathy, and you know, like we're all like detectives digging for where the aliens are at. So that's what I get with that one here. And then I get the words on here. It says, others stress you. Let's see here. Others stress you, not awake, cause path. So maybe saying others stress you out because they're not awake, because they're not walking the right path. Huh. It could be all the haters. You know, we all got haters. Yeah. Haters gonna hate. Okay, we'll go ahead and do two more. Now I'm recording them at the same time to see if they say like the same things. But I think these two apps work different. That's why. Now this one I have the words look into the window of fishing or look out of the window into fishing. Weird. Huh. Fishing for souls, like Jesus said. Let's see here. Well, you got two words. This is very rare. Technically, the first word was three words. It says love your family. I see that one a lot. And then erine. Eireann. Erine. What does that rhyme with? Erine. Siren? Erine. Dream? Erine. Weird. So we'll go ahead and do one more and we'll end the show out. So yeah, Mardi Gras is not good at all. I'm telling you, Mardi Gras is a very deceptive, evil holiday. It's almost as bad as Halloween. This is the devil's holidays here. They love this time because they love seeing souls fall to him. The devil loves seeing false soul to him. Wait, the devil loves seeing souls fall to him. So, you know, this day and Halloween are one of the two worst holidays that are so immoral and evil. Okay, this one we got a few words. It's very one we get a few words. This we have lack, lasting, sakti, sakti, and love of life. So something is lacking a lasting of a love of life, and sakti, I don't know what that rhymes with. So something is lacking a long term of love of life. So that's weird. Uh, so let's see. This one, the final one says, huh. Funny words. Let's see here. Let's see here. What does this say? I mean, I can't. I'm trying to form a sentence here. It's hard. Family, love, proud, darling, crack. Now, crack could mean the drug, crack cocaine. Now, pride could mean gay marriage. So that's weird. I don't know what it means. Again, maybe more immorality. Just like with just like with the Mardi Gras, you have a lot of drugs as well that come in. So it is not good at all. So I hope you all can. I hope I can encourage you to all try to convince your friends and family to not be living so immoral. Because drugs and perversion are one of the most two main things out there that is the worst. So if you could really try to convince your family and friends to depart from these sins, it'd be very great, because once they start drowning in sin is when they can end up in bad places at the wrong place at the wrong time, and they start meeting all these crazy people, all the drug dealers, the drug cartels, and it's all just one giant party, right? But you don't need to do drugs to have a good time. So I hope you can really tell your friends and family to depart from these two main deadly sins. So we'll go ahead and end the show out there. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please tell everyone you know to like, share, and subscribe. I need your help because I need 1,000 subscribers to start making money off YouTube. And you need 4,000 video watch hours. I wish they would all just log in like by themselves without having to advertise. But I'm willing to throw money into AdWords, so I hope it works. I'm trying to make it work, and I believe if I keep working at it, I can reach the top. With all your help, we can all reach the top. Amen. So please like, share, subscribe. Please tell everyone you know. Thank you. Good night.